Okay, so quick check. Does anyone give one flying fuck about a loss to the New York Islanders when we are already sitting comfortably in first place and Alex Ovechkin just broke the NHL's all-time goals record? No? No? Okay, good. We're all on the same page. Because the Caps win! Yeah, I know. They lost this one particular game, but they have won at the game of having the greatest goal scorer of all time being on your team, which I'm pretty sure trumps a regular season game in early April. Alex Ovechkin, 895th National Hockey League goal, breaks Wayne Gretzky's all-time NHL record. And the really cool thing here, other than, of course, the record just being broken at all, because this was thought for a long time to be a literally unbreakable record. But the cool thing in addition to that is that Alex Ovechkin, you will remember last game, right, against the Chicago Blackhawks, that was his 1486th game of his National Hockey League career. He tied Wayne Gretzky in that game with 894 goals. And so Alex Ovechkin scoring his 893rd and 894th goals in that game against the Blackhawks, he tied Wayne Gretzky for the all-time goals record in one fewer game than Wayne Gretzky played in his career, as Wayne Gretzky finished with 894 goals in 1,487 games. So Alex Ovechkin gets it done in exactly one fewer game, 1,486 games, to tie the mark of 894 goals set by Wayne Gretzky, okay? And then tonight, right, the very next game that Alexander Ovechkin plays, it is, of course, obviously the 1,487th game of Ovi's National Hockey League career, which is exactly how many games it took Wayne Gretzky to score those 894 goals, okay? This is the really cool thing here. So Alex Ovechkin, he, of course, scores in this game his 895th NHL goal, breaking the all-time goals record set by Wayne Gretzky. And he does it, like I said, in his 1,487th game, the exact amount of games that Wayne Gretzky played in his career. So Alex Ovechkin now with one goal more than Wayne Gretzky and having that all-time record in the exact same amount of games. And it goes without saying, obviously, but totally different era of hockey for Alex Ovechkin. Way harder to score goals. There was about a goal and a half more per game scored across the NHL in general, goals per game during Wayne Gretzky's era of his playing days versus Alex Ovechkin. So it is a fact. It is way harder to score goals, and it has been way harder to score goals throughout Alex Ovechkin's career than it was during Wayne Gretzky's time in the league. And yeah, Ovi, he doesn't care. He gets it done anyway. And so he is now the undisputed greatest goal scorer of all time in National Hockey League history. I say undisputed because many folks would agree, right, that Alex Ovechkin has been the greatest goal scorer of all time in National Hockey League history for quite some time now, right? Like, if we're really being honest with ourselves, this was just a formality here, him taking over this all-time goals record. Because Alex Ovechkin's numbers, right, goal scoring wise, leading up to this point have been unmatched by anybody else. 30 plus goal seasons, number one all time in NHL history. 40 plus goal seasons, number one all time in NHL history. 50 plus goal seasons, number one all time in NHL history. Rocket Richard trophies for leading the NHL in goals, first all time in NHL history by a wide margin. Game-winning goals, first. Power play goals, first. Overtime goals, first. Game opening goals, game tying goals, go ahead goals, first. You get the point, right? The list for Alex Ovechkin, the categories in which he is first in National Hockey League history: goal scoring wise. The list just goes on and on and on and on and on for him. So it really was, like I said, just a formality really that we would get to this point where he would hold the all-time goals record and take on that crown from Wayne Gretzky, right? As the undisputed, like I said, goal scoring king in National Hockey League history. This is the big one. This is the big record. No one can argue this one. He is the NHL's all-time leader in goals, period. And it is rather hard to describe really what this means to us as Capitals fans. I know it is hard for me to describe what it means to me personally. I have been a fan of this guy, a huge fan of him. He's my favorite player. Everybody knows that. I've been a fan of his since the day that he was drafted by the Washington Capitals. When I was just a kid, really, I have grown up watching Alex Ovechkin score 895 goals for my favorite team. It is just an unbelievable feeling. I know for myself and for all of you as well, I'm sure. We have stuck by our captain, Alex Ovechkin, through some tough times. He used to get a lot of crap from the mainstream media, like a lot of crap. And we have been there supporting him the whole time. We knew it was not true. The shit that they were spewing about him, selfish Russian, lazy Russian, whatever, all of that garbage. I don't even want to talk about it, honestly, because I don't even want to dignify it with a response. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of bullshit being spewed about this guy, things that you never hear nowadays on TV in the mainstream media talking about today's generation of players, right? They would all be like literally crying and quitting if they were to talk about them the way that they were to talk about Alex Ovechkin back in the day. So we stood through a lot of crap with him. And like I said, we knew that it was not true what they were saying. We knew our captain. We knew what kind of a player he was, what kind of a teammate he was, what kind of a leader he was, what kind of a guy he is, right? What kind of a person, what kind of a human being. And it feels so great now to be here at this point where he, like I said, is at the top of the mountain. No one can dispute this, rather. No one can ever take this away from him. 894 goals scored in the National Hockey League. He is number one all time. And so, yeah, the Caps, they did lose this game in New York to the Islanders, but you will excuse me, right, if I don't talk too much here about the actual game. I will say slightly concerning for the Caps is the goaltending of late, because yikes. But you know what? That is a problem for another day, as today, like I said, is all about Alexander Ovechkin and his indisputable greatness. So in the words of the legendary Alex Ovechkin himself, get some beers, get some whatever, as Ovi would say, and have a great 9-5 night, babes. All right, you beauties, that is going to be it for this one. Wow. I do not know what else to say. I am going to have a podcast episode coming out about this as well. Original plan was to get it up like I said, by Monday. It might be up Monday night. It might be up Tuesday morning. Not sure yet. As obviously, Alex Ovechkin breaking this record. I had to take some time to just drink it all in, right? To soak it up, to celebrate it, just as any other fan would do. But I look forward, to making that podcast episode for you guys, talking about Alexander Ovechkin, the great chase, his season, what this has all meant, not only to hockey history, like I said, but to us as Capitals fans. It has been an amazing ride, and it is not even close to being over yet. Ovi, of course, he still does have a whole other year still left on his current contract with the Washington Capitals. So there are lots more Ovechkin goals to come still, I am sure, for us Capitals fans. But yeah, it has been an absolute blast, babes. And for the Caps part, you know what? Big game coming up next. I am really looking forward to this one against the Carolina Hurricanes. We're at home this time at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C., and the Caps this time, they will not be on the second half of a back-to-back, so that is good news for the Caps. Carolina, they will be rested as well, but who cares, right? At least it is an even playing field this time. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Think there could be some fireworks for sure after, all of the bullshit with Jalen Chatfield and, his slew foot, Connor McMichael, the UFC takedown, all of that going unsuspended, unpenalized. So, it could get crazy, I guess is what I'm trying to say, at Capital One Arena on Thursday night. So we look forward to that one big time. That should be a great, great game. And as always, babes, thank you all so much for being here. I cannot stop smiling, seriously. Thank you all so much for being here with me for this ride, watching this all unfold together and talking about it together. It has been amazing. Mwah. I love you guys so much. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for watching these videos. Thank you all so much for commenting on these videos, letting me know your thoughts. We've really created like a nice little community here, everybody sharing their thoughts and their insights into the, not only, like I said, the great chase and Alex Ovechkin, but the entire team as a whole as well, the entire season as a whole as well. Great thoughts from you guys, the listeners. So yeah, cannot wait to do it again, babes, on Thursday night. Until next time, and as always, let's go Caps and let's go Alexander Ovechkin.